May we please remain standing for a prayer from Mirembem Imelda. Thank you.
Let's humble ourselves and we pray. Father in heaven, we thank you so much for the gift of life. Thank you so much for the gift of a new day. And we thank you so much for the opportunity for us to be here and meet and share ideas and think for the future of our fellow young people in this country. We pray that as we deliberate today, may your spirit be amidst us and may the opportunities available be able to help narrow the unemployment gap among the young people in this country. We pray all this, believing and trusting in your son's name. Amen.
You may all take your seats. Thank you very much. We would like to take this opportunity to welcome our dear Vice President of Uganda, Her Excellency Jessica Alupo. We would also like to take this opportunity to welcome the Chinese Ambassador to Uganda, His Excellency Zhang Lidong. We would also like to welcome the Minister of State for ICT, Honorable Joyce Sebugwawo Nabosa. In our audience, we also have the Permanent Secretary from the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Amina Zawede. We also have the Vice Chancellor of Makerere University, who are our hosts here, Professor Nawangwe Barnabas. We also have the Dean of Students, Makerere University, Madam Winfred. And we also have the Commissioner, Mr. Commissioner Information and Information Dissemination from the Ministry of ICT, Mr. Watasa Moses. And we have the Vice President of Huawei, Southern Region, Africa, Mr. Yang Chen Frank. You're most welcome to the National ICT Job Fair. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I thought we would do better than that. Another big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Our chief guest, Your Excellency, the Vice President. I wanted us to do some small introductions. My name is Maurice Mugisha, and I work for the Uganda Broadcasting Corporation that is currently broadcasting this launch of the ICT Job Fair live on television across the country and on our social media platforms. And I'm here with Miss Soma Muchala Fauzia. And Vice President Muchala is on her national ID. I was also shocked. But I also wanted to show you, our chief guest, that we sent our children to study. So I want Soma to greet us in Mandarin. So you must greet us because Huawei is a key partner in this conversation. So greet us in Mandarin.
Ni hao, daja hao.
That's not enough. Say something about the job fair. There are some people here who know Mandarin here from Makerere. Don't we have students who know some Mandarin here? Students? Yes, they are nodding. You see there's somebody. So say something about the fair.
So should I invite you to come and say something?
No, don't embarrass my students. In front of the Vice President, no. So,
我欢迎大家来我们参加我们这个活动，欢迎欢迎，那么大家欢迎。
I thought you'd clap. Whatever she said, yeah. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, it's very exciting to be here, myself and Soma, to be part of what is an exciting ICT job fair. I want in a very special way, and I thought we need to put our hands together for the Vice Chancellor Makerere University, the Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, for hosting us. Thank you very much. And we are happy to be part of the 100 years as we run up to the milestone and the highlight of the 100 years of Makerere. We thank you for hosting us today. And in a very special way, again, request that you put your hands together for Huawei Technologies, who are supporting this ICT fair. Thank you so much, Huawei, and we are glad you're part of this conversation and for supporting the digital transformation in Uganda. We want, again, in a very, very special way, to request you, the students of Makerere, to put your hands together for our ministry, the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, that is organizing what is going to be a clear transformation of the sector, the ICT sector. But remember, the same ICT sector does also support national guidance, which is where the national broadcaster UBC is, and I will be, of course, speaking to some of the key highlights in the ICT sector through today and for the greater part of this morning. However, this is a two-day activity, and for those of you watching us at home, please note that this ICT job fair is a two-day activity. Today we are launching this fair, but we will have activities in the afternoon and tomorrow. So Soma, what's happening today?
Today, after the launch, we will have the training sessions in the afternoon hours. We have a training from URSB that will help to talk about protecting our innovative people's rights, the patent rights. And then we will also have CV skills and oral interview skills presentation training. So I hope you will all be able to take part in these trainings, and if you need support in tweaking your CVs later on, after you're able to see which company you would want to get engaged in, please visit the booths and be part of the training. They will help you and support you to tweak your CVs. Thank you very much.
All right. I now want, before I move to our first speaker, to request that again, this is also a great conversation to have, especially on the International Youth Day. So for you young people, please clap for yourselves. This is your day. And it's exciting to be with you here. You make us feel very young. Our chief guest, I actually thought Soma was very young until I looked at her national ID. So she's not part of you, the youth. So for you, the youth, this is not our day, myself and Soma, but it's yours. And please ask as many questions when you walk around the stalls, because this is really about changing the way we do things. As you know, the ICT sector is a key enabler of every single sector in this country. As you're aware, the milestones made in moving fiber across the country. I'm sure you're aware of the number of kilometers the fiber has moved across the country. The innovation hub that is already up and running in Nakawa, and the great work that is happening at the innovation hub. If you do not know, please check on the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance website. The details are there. If you also want to know more about this job fair, please check the ICT handles, or even the handles of all our partners, including Huawei Technologies. You will find the opportunities this fair is presenting for you, the young people. And this is where the real conversation begins. So we want to start. Allow me welcome Mr. Watasa Moses, the Commissioner for Communication and Information Dissemination, to come and make welcome remarks on behalf of the Ministry of ICT. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause.
Okay, thanks Morris and Michara. Your Excellency, these friends are some of the really good, young and very productive citizens of this country. So I thought, Morris, no one might say this about you and Michara. Okay, Your Excellency, we are so energized to have you here with us today. It's a good day. Today is also International Youth Day. The youth, why don't you clap for yourselves? This is your day all over the world. Today is International Youth Day. So we are happy to bring opportunities for you on your day. At the Ministry of ICT, we believe in exploring and doing things a bit differently. In this regard, Your Excellency, I want to thank Honorable Minister here and my PS, Dr. Amina Zawede, for giving us a bit of space to explore and innovate. One of the things, Your Excellency, we learn is that in government, when we innovate, we can achieve a lot, even when we have budget constraints. This ICT fair has come at a time when we have budget cuts across the board, but I can tell you, Your Excellency, that we have pulled it off because of useful partnerships. In this case, with the great Makerere University and the Huawei Technologies. Thank you so much, Professor Nawangwe. It's good to see you again. Thanks for keeping the standards of Makerere very high, yourself and the team, the management team here at Makerere. I've been driving around the professor. For the youth, do you still call us ancestors of Makerere? I've been driving around. I used to stay in Lumumba Hall. It's still great. Thank you, Professor. But I also notice Makerere is a more peaceful professor than when we were here. So I think we need to clap for Professor. I don't know how you are doing it, but Makerere is not like when I was here. When I was here, people in Wandegea were always looking over their shoulders. People who sell beverages were always worrying that students might storm Wandegea. So you've not only kept the standards high in academics, but I think even the discipline, Makerere is on the right path, and Makerere is going places, imparting knowledge. It's 100 years, Professor. We are so happy to be associated with Makerere. And Makerere is one of the greatest universities, not only in Africa, but also around the world. So, Professor, thank you for a job well done, a lot of innovations, research, and we hope that Makerere continues and, building the nation. I think that's the motto of Makerere. Our partners from Huawei, thank you so, so much, Huawei. We can't thank you enough. I have heard that we have representatives from South Africa who flew in. We say, ni hao, and welcome to the beautiful Pearl of Africa. Uganda is a beautiful country. The weather is always like this. It's neither hot, it's neither so cold. It's one country where you can live without a coat, Your Excellency, the Ambassador. The temperatures are always between 24 and 27 degrees throughout the year. It's a good place to invest. It's a good place to tour. We have one of the richest biodiversity species across the world. Our culture is rich and diverse, so I invite you, when you have a bit of time, look around the country. Thanks to our government, Your Excellency, for ensuring that the country is peaceful from border to border. So our visitors, after here, you can also look around the country. Your Excellency and the Honorable Minister, I also want to thank, this is the first, the inaugural, the groundbreaker of the ICT job fair. We didn't know it would happen seamlessly like it has done. And again, which is why I thank Honorable Minister here, our PS here, for giving us a bit of space to explore our ideas, but also continuously supporting us. So as we learn, one of the things I've learned, Your Excellency, is that we can actually do this. Probably Cabinet can look at this. How do we work through partnerships like these to deliver impact and value, even when we sometimes don't have enough resources, like we know, because our budget has so many priorities. Your Excellency, thanks and the government of China for being great friends of Uganda. We are here for IC-related issues, but you also know we are through partnerships with the government of China. We are in energy, electricity, roads, bridges. We really, really appreciate that. And young people, this is your day. I've been through Makerere here. I've also studied the postgraduate education elsewhere. Sometimes there's a gap between what happens here and your transition into practical life in the job market. Maybe you want to start a business. So kindly make use of the stalls we have here. Because they're going to show you, for example, how do you write a CV? When you are going for interview, how do you present yourself? Young people, you have what you call balancing trousers. Please, that one, no. But you also have your young other people here on the stalls who will tell you how do you prepare yourself, how do you dress yourself. As in communication, we say you don't have a second chance to make a first impression. So optimize this. Our partners in the stores, thank you so much. We didn't know we would have such a big number. Please stay with us because this is going to be annual. Next time we might be maybe up country, maybe in Masaka, maybe in Mbale, maybe in Mbarara, maybe in Arua or Gulu. Stay with us because you are part of history. The first ever job fair ICT in this country. I think let's clap for them. So you are our nucleus, the agents of change, good change in the country, people who create possibilities where sometimes young people struggle to find them. My PS will talk about what has been created so far and what we can expect as we look into tomorrow and ahead. So we want to thank you, everyone. You are welcome. As I go, let me ask the colleagues with which we have been organizing this to stand up for recognition. Where are you? The team from the ministry, Huawei, and the others. The team, I've been calling it the team no sleep. There are people who have not been sleeping. Imelda, Sylvia, thank you. Huawei, it has been wonderful working with you. It's been seamless. Let's stay together because then we can do great things for our country and for humanity and for these young people here. I thank you so much and hope we have a good 2 days here. Your Excellency, thank you again for energizing us and for gracing this ICT job fair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Watasa Moses, for your remarks. I will take this moment to invite the student representative, a young girl by the names of Sophia Semogere, to come and give a small life testimony about herself. Thank you. Sophia, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Vice President of Uganda, Her Excellency Jessica Alupo, the Chinese Ambassador, His Excellency Chang Lijong, Minister of ICT and National Guidance, Honorable Jessica Sebogwawo, Dr. Amina Zawede, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of ICT, Commissioner of Information and Information Dissemination, Representative of Labor and Gender, the Ministry of Labor and Gender, all protocol observed. Good morning once again. My name is Semogere Sophia, a student of Mercury University, College of Business and Management Science. I'm pursuing a bachelor's degree in business administration, and I'm in my second year currently. I'm also the president of Mercury University Entrepreneurship Association, and I own a cake business that I market online. Today is a special day for me and you, that is the youth, and I'm excited to present the youth. I'm glad that the government of Uganda has taken the initiative of creating a world of all ages through job employment as the theme of International Youth Day states. This is to remind you the theme of International Youth Day today states that intergenerational solidarity that is creating a world for all ages. We are so grateful to the government of Uganda. I'm also grateful to the organizers, that is Huawei, Mercury University, and Ministry of ICT and National Guidance for giving us the youth such a life-transforming platform in such a time. For a couple of times in my life, I have attended and participated in different internship and job placements and attended trainees to obtain experience. Initially at my placements, I found it difficult to cope up with the schedules, writing reports and delivering tasks on time. However, I did not give up. I sought for guidance from my supervisors, and they always helped where need be. Concerning a job I took up, my supervisors were very nice and caring people who always encouraged me to ask and seek for help where need be. I worked in close contact with everyone in the associations, and these relationships have grown into friendship not to be forgotten. During my working time, different activities were always assigned to me. Some of the responsibilities I took on included stock taking, generating e-receipts, and e-invoices. Today we are celebrating a national ICT job affair. I want to remind all of you that the country has come from the ATS to the automatic world. That is why during my time at work, I always generated e-receipts and e-invoices. Each time came with different circumstances and the opportunity to make decisions on my own success and failure. It is true. In this world, there is success and failure. The placements and trainees provided me with a valuable hands-on experience like product development, packaging, branding, and online marketing. A better idea of knowledge and skills of attaching more importance and making more improvement in my future studies. This was through the job placements I once took on a particular job. Better understanding of the culture of the company, and I benefited from the company training programs, for example, the semesters that were always annually hosted. But due to my internship and job placement that time, they always hosted seminars every month. Dear youth, I have developed many skills and I have a much greater concept of what to expect after university. It is a very positive experience and I felt the need to put into practice what I have learned in my classroom. This gave me the zeal to start up my cake business. Internships, job opportunities, training programs are a worthwhile experience that has prepared me for my future career as an entrepreneur. I do encourage all the youth out there not to look at these opportunities today as in monetary aspects, but to also look at them in the experience aspects. As we all know, the youth. None of us can compete with people of 10 to 15 years working experience. But with this, we can get the experience that can enable us to compete with the many out there, the experienced people. I do encourage all of you to take up the various opportunities, that is the internship offers, the trainee programs, the job opportunities that have been presented to us today. For now, and for a better Uganda tomorrow, let's not sit back. We are being brought stuff onto our hands. It is our time to either go or get what we want. We build for the future, for God and my country. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much, Sophia. Our chief guest, you see, this is a conversation about young people, and I was happy she raised the conversation of the job experience that all our employers always are asking for. There is actually an ad that runs on one of the channels that's, with young people stating that most of the times the job wants somebody who is under 35 years, but has 15 years experience. And then, so you're wondering how somebody with 15 years experience would only be 35 years old. That's the conversation we want to change in this room. And before I invite our next speaker, I just wanted to highlight the key opportunities for those of you who are joining us on UBC and those who are joining us on the different platforms where we are streaming live. The opportunities here for the 2 days that the fair will be going on are the interface with the multiple employers who are here at the same time, and some of the employers who are here include financial institutions who are actually offering different packages for young people, our chief guest. Those packages include specific facilities for people in the ICT space. For example, a loan, and I know one of the banks is offering a loan facility for students who want to buy laptops. And I think that is a new way of doing things. There'll also be voluntary internship and apprenticeship and job opportunities here, and that conversation is already happening in the different stalls, but also we will highlight where you can go and how you can apply for this internship and apprenticeship. I also wanted to specifically state, our chief guest, that the majority of our audience are young people in the ICT space. And I initially asked, maybe now we need to show with evidence our young people. Any of those who are here doing ICT and software, raise your hands. If you're doing ICT and software, there you go. Chief guest, you see these young people are already in this space. Do we have any of you who have already developed a software or an application that is already in use or is actually being developed? Raise your hand. We want to see you, young people who are creating jobs already. Please be confident when you raise your hand. Make sure it goes high. Chief guest, these are young people already creating opportunities for their colleagues in the industry. I want, in a very special way, to recognize Mercury University, our chief guest, that has been supporting the ICT space, a lot of research and development that is happening in the ICT space with some of the technologies already in use here at the university. With that said, allow me to invite the Vice Chancellor of Mercury University, Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, to come and make his remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause.
Our guest of honor, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, retired Major Jessica Lupo, the Minister of State for ICT and National Governance, Honorable Joyce Sebugwao, Your Excellency Zhang Lizong, Ambassador of China to Uganda, the Vice President Huawei, South African region, Mr. Yang Chen, and all the Huawei staff present, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of ICT and National Guidance, and very recently my colleague here, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Local Government, Management and Staff of Mercury University, students, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I warmly welcome you all, our alumni and partners, to your alma mater and our beloved institution respectively. In a special way, I welcome Her Excellency the Vice President back to her alma mater, Makerere. Can we give our alumnus a bigger clap? We are proud of you, Your Excellency. Thank you for sparing the time to join us this morning as we launch the first National ICT Career Fair, which will add value to what we do as a university by creating channels for students to find appropriate and unique opportunities for their training for the job market beyond what they learn in the classroom. I wish to thank Huawei for partnering with the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance and the Mercury University in putting together the first National ICT Career Fair. And in the same way, I thank all the partners who have joined the fair. We are honored to have been asked to host this important event. Your Excellency, Honorable Minister, and Your Excellency, the Ambassador, the partnership between Makerere and Huawei is strong. Huawei has for some time now been training our students. Because of their support, our students won the Huawei ICT Global Competition in Shenzhen this year. I equally welcome Your Excellency, the Chinese Ambassador to Makerere, and once again extend our great appreciation for the strategic partnerships that have been facilitated by the Chinese Embassy, the most recent one being the extensive partnership with SNOOC, which provides for great opportunities for our students in advanced skills, training, and research for our faculty in the Petroleum Department. Your Excellency, I need to report also that because of the support of the Chinese Embassy, Mercury University enjoys very good relations with the Chinese community and particularly the Chinese business community. They are giving scholarships to our students who would otherwise fall out of the university due to failure to pay fees. And we want to thank them very much. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, no, I must also say, it's not only the Chinese community. The ambassador also has a scholarship and is giving our students scholarships to study here. Yeah. I once again take this opportunity to welcome you to Makerere University. Makerere has over the century of its existence been a place of many firsts that have gone on to transform societies. And we are excited to celebrate Makerere University's 100 years of the enormous contribution to Uganda's socio-economic transformation, to the training of world-class human capital for the East African region, for Africa, and indeed for the world. It is an honor for the university to host the first national ICT job fair in the country during the centennial celebrations. Makerere University has a track record of producing the best and the brightest scholars in the region, as well as being at the forefront of research and innovation in the region. But of course, as I have just told you, Your Excellency, we produce even the best in the world because we competed with everybody in the world and beat them in ICT. And last month, our students also competed with the whole of Africa and beat everybody in moot courts on human rights. I commend the efforts of the organizing team for this first national ICT job fair, for the effort of bringing together industry and academia, and by extension, creating opportunities for our students. Opportunities for our students. And let me pause to thank Mr. Wetasa. You have described the current Makerere so well, as opposed to the one when you were here. And what we are telling the young people here at Makerere, and I hope this message goes to all the young people in Uganda, because you are the majority and the future of the country. If you have discipline, very many good things come with the discipline. If we were indisciplined, do you think this fair would be here? So please keep the good discipline, all of you Makerere students, and all of you young people in Uganda. With discipline, we are able to change our country. If you are indisciplined, we shall remain in poverty. It is a great opportunity we have as a university to nurture knowledge transformation from academia into commercially viable solutions that contribute to Uganda's socio-economic transformation. By the end of the job fair, I hope that many of our students will have gotten internships, job opportunities, as well as partnerships to commercialize their research outputs. And I should inform you, Your Excellency, that we have now created the first innovation hub at Mercury University. And we do hope that we will partner with the companies like Huawei to support this hub. Of course, the Ministry of IT, which is already supporting us in many ways, so that we stop just churning out people going just looking for jobs only, but people who are going to create jobs to employ the others. And that is the reason why we have established that innovation hub. Lastly, Your Excellency, Vice President, I wish to register our thanks to the government of Uganda for initiating the 30 billion per year Mercury University Research and Innovations Fund, which is currently in its 4th financial year. I must assure you, Your Excellency, that that fund has transformed Mercury in very many big ways, because now everybody is either in the lab or in the field. And you don't hear about the indiscipline that used to be here. So we want to thank the government for that. But most importantly, it is going to sow the seed that is going to ensure that that innovation hub we are talking about succeeds, because we must create jobs for these millions of young people who are going to look for jobs in the next 5 years. And whereas this fund has greatly enhanced our research output, only 774 grants out of the 2,000 applications were able to be awarded. But we still thank the government, because it was the first time that we got this fund. Your Excellency, please extend our gratitude to the government of the NRM, led by His Excellency the President, and the entire cabinet for the continued support towards building greater capacity for our research capabilities. And I must once again, on behalf of Mercury University, pledge our total support for the NRM government programs that are geared at transforming our country. And we will play our role as is expected. Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you, Your Excellency, for honoring our invitation. And I wish all of us a good experience during this National ICT Career Fair. Thank you, as we build for the future.
A round of applause. Thank you very much, Professor Nawangwe Barnabas. Right next, we will be having something a bit interesting. Our dear chief guests, you know, today we are also celebrating the youth. So we decided that instead of having speech after speech after speech, let's have something a little interesting for the young people of Uganda. So what we have next in the agenda is a raffle draw. So I will invite Maurice.
Before that,
Yes.
the numbers on your seats for the young people, there's a couple of disclaimers here. One, if you're not a young person, you will not be given the raffle. So if you're sitting on a chair of a young person, I will not allow that you get the award, right? Two, the seats that are empty, how do we work on that, Soma? Do we potea? If the number picked
You
is...
pick again.
We pick again?
Yes.
Okay. So if you have a seat that was numbered and you're not on your seat, we will pick again. So I'm giving you a couple of seconds to ensure you're on your seat. All right? All right. So, VP?
Yes.
Okay.
So I will invite Mr. Yang Chen Frank to pick one.
He has not seen the number. There you go.
11.
Number 11. Who is
Who's
sitting?
number 11?
Oh, number 11? Ah, please come. Yes, this young man.
Round
Congratulations.
of applause.
So, Soma, who has our our very nice, what is he getting?
He is getting a Huawei phone.
Oh, fantastic.
Ooh, congratulations.
Who had, oh,
you please
they're here,
hand
please
over?
come. We need, come here. Here in front, so you give him, award him in front of everybody. Yes, there you go. You see what happens when you come early and you sit in the front seat?
Exactly. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Okay. Do we have another one, or it's after the next speech?
Should we do another one or should we?
I think after.
After.
Let me just make sure you come back to your seats. That is the only way if you want to be part of this. We have more coming, huh? All right.
Yes.
Please invite our next speaker.
All right. So next on the agenda, I would like to invite our Vice President of Huawei, Southern Africa region, Mr. Yang Chen Frank. You're welcome, please. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you very much.
The Vice President of Uganda, Her Excellency Jessica Lubu, His Excellency Zhang Lizhong, the Ambassador of China of Uganda, and Honorable Sepgua Josie Nabusa, Minister of the State for ICT, and Dr. Amina Zawadi, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, and Mr. Watasa Moses, Commissioner for Communication and Information and Dissemination, and Professor Barnabas Nawangwi, the Vice Chancellor of Mercury University. Distinguished guests and our young peoples here, good morning. And I would like to add my voice with the previous speakers here today to warmly welcome you to the National ICT Job Fair. And I think it's the first of its kind in Uganda. And on behalf of our entire Huawei family in and out of Uganda, I would like to express my sincere thanks to the government for believing in us since we flew here. And Huawei has had a very fruitful cooperation with the government and with the academia and with our partners of Uganda. And now that has now surpassed over 21 years. And we shall continue to serve the people of Uganda as we realize our vision of bringing digital to every person, home, and organization for a fully connected, intelligent world. And I think Uganda, as a great nation, is committed to the development of information and communication technology. And this is because the development of a modern society as here strongly relies on its investment in ICT, and the achievements from enhancing national ICT are matching the ambitions. I think ICT as one of the 9 economies of the real economy, advocated by His Excellency President Museveni, has made tremendous progress, bringing positive benefits to Uganda, including over 200 million from the commercialization of the national backbone infrastructure project. And nevertheless, investment shouldn't be found only in terms of infrastructure, but more importantly, on the workforce, on the talent, on the young people. And I think the workforce of a nation is its most valuable asset, which is essential to grow the nation in order to be able to compete globally. In light of this, Huawei has chosen a partner with key players in the industry today in what has led into the National ICT Job Fair. As much as Huawei attaches great importance to the ICT infrastructure development among all its customers with Uganda inclusive, we have also noted the need for skilled ICT human resources. We have learned the national plan It's in this regard that we have been heavily investing in tenant cultivation programs globally through our flagship tenant initiative, which is called LEAP, which is Leadership, Employability, Advancement, and Possibility. Then we have invested and mobilized the necessary global resources to meet local needs, to help fostering digital leadership, skilled ICT workforce, and young digital tenant pool, and digitally literate citizens. This is a thing through our programs such as Huawei ICT Academia, Global Huawei ICT Competition, and Seeds for the Future. And now, I think job fair is one part of the initiative LEAP. To match the Huawei ICT Academia tenant pool with industry demands, we hold ICT tenant job fairs worldwide. We invite key local enterprise and industry partners to attend the job fair, bring tenant supply, and match the demand. And we believe that our partnership with the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance and Mercury University will yield fruit. In conclusion, ICT tenant cultivation requires effective collaboration. Building Uganda's ICT tenant pool requires government, industry, university partnerships, and collaborations that benefit all and reinforce each other to enable even stronger programs in virtuous cycle. The cycles will not only supply the precious human resources needed for the country to upgrade its economy, but will also improve its position in the global value chain, making Uganda a preferred destination for business and investment. It's on this note that we pledge our continuous support to invest in improving Uganda's ICT talent cultivation programs, support the National ICT Job Fair under our initiative of LEAP, and also work with the academia to build a healthy ICT talent ecosystem in Uganda. Thank you very much, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yangchen. Can we please give him another round of applause as he comes down? Thank you. So we go back to the interesting part again, another raffle draw. So I hope you all watch out for the numbers on your chairs. So Maurice, tell me.
The same protocols apply.
Yes.
You must be a student. So ICT staff who are seated on chairs don't come forward. And you must be youthful. So don't look like me with gray hair and think we will give you a present. Yes, so I will begin with the VC, right?
Yes.
There's 5. We are taking 5 at a go. All right, I'll begin with the VC.
Number 48.
Number 48. Please come forward. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Number 48.
Number 48, you get to win. Should we tell them what they're getting?
No, after they have come. So
okay,
just
all of them. Okay,
stay there. We're getting 5 people at a go.
Okay.
Our chief guest next is my very young, dynamic, permanent secretary. She's not a youth anymore. You here. She's not a youth anymore, but she has a very youthful heart.
Let's speak.
She's hoping for a lady. Let's see. Number?
Number 7. Who's number
7? It's not a lady, unfortunately, PS. Sorry. We will find a lady, don't you worry. Join your colleague there. Next is the Dean.
Of students, yes.
We hope it's a lady also.
Number 69.
69. Oh, please come. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Round of applause.
It's a guy, but
we need some women.
Watasa, will you help? The commissioner now?
Commissioner.
Yes. Gender, I am coming. You are picking our last number.
Number 18.
Who's number 18?
18. Number 18. 18. Ah.
Oh.
But what happened to these numbers?
I'm telling
There's
you,
a problem.
There's a problem. All
Gender,
the men
please help.
decided to take the
Ruben,
seats.
Gender, please help with the last one. Isaiah? You know, when we talk about gender, it is the ministry that...
Number 3.
Number 3?
Number 3?
Oh, there you
Get
go.
a girl.
I knew it. I knew it. Okay, so Soma, what are we getting?
So finally, at least we have some balance.
So Soma, who is awarding our five students?
So do we want to first tell them
Yes,
what they're getting?
tell them.
So the Airtel has offered to give each one of you 10 GB of data.
There you go. Round of applause.
Yes. And of course, we hope you have Airtel lines.
That's a condition.
That's a condition. Do we? Yes.
Of course.
So I'll request our Vice Chancellor Makere to come and take a picture with these people.
And award the
yes.
certificates confirming their data, please. Yes.
Yes. Each one of them, you'll go to the Airtel booth.
We're going to just
where
say
they
numbers
will
when
give-
you're done. Don't
Yes.
worry.
You can give to each one of them. Yes. Congratulations.
Please do not put this on your CV as a part of your CV. Because the VC gave you, that doesn't mean it is your CV.
It is not a CV for sure.
It is not a certificate. So the VC in the middle, let's take a picture. That is evidence. You can hold it up so we can make sure we know it's your 10 GB.
Yes, let's start.
And please use it for, constructive work.
Yes.
Developing a new app.
Yes.
Not streaming movies, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Airtel, thank you so much, Airtel.
Uganda, thank you very much.
All right, come.
Okay.
Students, please come
Students,
here.
come
We are
and register
registering your
your
numbers.
numbers. Thank you very much, Professor.
There's a young gentleman there called Jesse who's
Yes, please
registering your
register.
numbers. We don't want to send if you don't have an Airtel line, I can lend you mine. I will forward the details. All right. May I take the pleasure of inviting the Ministry of Gender to come and speak to us, because this is a conversation about young people. And the head of internal employment at the Ministry of Gender, Mr. Isaiah Masiga. You're welcome. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
The Vice President, Her Excellency Jessica Alupo, the Minister of State for ICT and National Guidance, Honorable Joyce Sebugwao, the Ambassador of China to Uganda, the Vice President, Huawei Technologies, the Vice Chancellor, the mighty Mercury University, the permanent secretaries present, all the invited guests, members of the press, protocol observed. I want to greet you and thank you so much for honoring the invitation. And in a special way, I want to thank the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance and Makerere University for organizing this very first National ICT Job Fair. Ladies and gentlemen, as you're all aware, today there are so many young people who are graduating. And I'm here to represent the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. The permanent secretary would have loved to be here, but is engaged in another forum. Like I've said, today we get more than 600,000 people annually who are joining the labor market. What this calls for is a proactive mechanism or approach to support our young people. And this job fair is one of the proactive ways through which we can support our young people to identify where jobs or job opportunities are. So I want to thank you very much for that. And we also continue to experience a big challenge of absorbing our big numbers of young people into employment. Many of our young people graduate with very beautiful degrees, first-class degrees, second-class honors degrees. There are those who are trained in various components like ICT, but when they graduate, sometimes they find it difficult to access decent employment opportunities. So as a Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development, we have come up with a number of mechanisms to support our young people in having access to these employment opportunities. And one of the ways we have been working with the young people, actually we have worked with Mercury University on a number of occasions. We have been here on other events, including the job fairs that were organized before COVID-19. We have also worked with other similar institutions like Mercury University Business School, Eastbert University, and others to ensure that we provide support in terms of, explaining to the young people where opportunities are. Now, as a ministry, we run what we call the job matching platform. This job matching platform supports our young people in terms of training them on how to, come up with great CVs that can support them to have access to beautiful employment opportunities within the country. And we know that many of our young people graduate, but they do not know how to come up with a clear CV. I've just heard our MC saying, please do not put that certificate on your CV. It is true. Many of our young people graduate knowing that what is needed in the labor market is 5 years experience. And of course, many of the jobs that are advertised always stipulate that we need someone with 3 years to 5 years experience. And of course, many of our young people will keep asking, where do I get the 5 years experience when I've just graduated? But when we are joining the labor market, of course, there are those entry positions. And we know government has been running the graduate volunteer scheme or the graduate volunteer service, which is also being run by the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. This graduate volunteer scheme supports young people in placing them into employment, into different institutions to support them with skills development, the hands-on training. And we have seen a number of them get good skills. I have actually moved with one of our former graduate volunteer scheme beneficiary. I don't know whether she's here. Oh, she's just stand up. Yes, that beautiful young lady. She joined the ministry as a graduate volunteer. And we have been giving her support to build her skills. And it is true. Many of our young people need this because it's what makes them very competitive. So, Your Excellency, Madam Jessica Lupo, we need to expand this graduate volunteer scheme or graduate service so that we can help our young people be competitive enough in the labor market. And besides that, we, as a Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, are undertaking a number of studies to identify those sectors that can provide jobs to our young people. One of the latest study we have been undertaking is the Employment Impact Assessment. And we have been assessing government infrastructure projects to see the number of jobs, the actual number of jobs that are being created. We have looked at the Karuma hydropower project. We have looked at the Mpigi Expressway. And it is true, many of our young people are placed there and they are really doing very well. So young people I ask you to clap for this government because we are doing well. I know, of course, unemployment still remains a big challenge, but government of Uganda is committed to supporting the young people in having access to decent and productive employment. We all know that because of the challenge of unemployment, government adopted the externalization of labor as one of the short-term mechanisms for supporting our young people. And as I say, this is a short-term approach. It is not a long-term approach. Many of our young people have benefited from this. Of course, it comes with a number of challenges like any other sector. But we continuously look at mechanisms through which jobs in Uganda can be enhanced to ensure that our young people do not move to other sectors abroad, because in as much as it comes with a number of benefits for the country and for ourselves as citizens, it also comes with challenges. So we would like to continue supporting our young people, and we shall continue working with Makerere University and the other institutions to make sure that our young people are well placed into employment. So I want to thank you very much for this and for inviting us, for God and my country.
Thank you very much for your remarks, sir. We don't have an interesting activity yet, but I would like to invite our young, energetic Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Amina Zawede. You're welcome. Let's give her a round of applause, please. Thank you.
The Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, the Honorable Minister of State for the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, in charge of ICT, His Excellency the Ambassador of China to Uganda, the Vice Chancellor of Makerere University, the Dean of Students, Makerere University, the Vice President of Sub-Saharan Africa, Huawei Technologies, representatives of Huawei, officials and staff from the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, the private sector present here today, presenting or putting up their business in the stalls that we have today, the students and fraternity of Makerere University, the press, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. It is a great day for me because being here in Makerere University is coming back home. I was a lecturer and still am. I believe even as I stand here today, I'm giving a lecture. I have been, was in Makerere for the past, I think, 15 years before I became Permanent Secretary, and I know the pain that our students go through as they look for opportunities for internship, as they look for jobs after studies, and also training, further training as they proceed to grow their career. The ICT sector is one of the fastest growing sectors in this economy and globally. We find that in Uganda particularly, this sector is growing by about 0.5% per annum, and it employs over 1.3 million people across the value chain of ICT. When we talk about value chain of ICT, it doesn't mean that we only refer to software engineers or programmers, but also people who are doing services like mobile money, banking. We have a vast range of financial institutions here today. I can see DFCU, Centenary, and so on. So all these people belong to the ICT fraternity. The Ministry of ICT and National Guidance is at the forefront of promoting opportunities for youth employment. We know that 70% of our youths in this country are, educated. They speak good English. This university churns out, I think, about 3,000 students every year. But many of them, lack jobs. So the reason we are here today is to do, like the Vice Chancellor said, and the speakers before me, we are doing a first of its kind in this country, the National ICT Job Fair. This job fair is meant to bring opportunities closer to the youths. One might wonder that are we only coming to Makerere maybe because the PS was in Makerere, studied and educated people there, but no, this is just one of those symbols. We are working together with Makerere to commemorate the 100 years that Makerere has been in existence, the first university in the region, East African region, and also south of the Sahara, but also the oldest university in Uganda. So it is just a symbolic representation of all educational institutions of higher learning in this country. Then, on the other hand, we have Huawei Technologies who have supported us on putting up, this memorable National ICT Job Fair. As a government, we cannot work alone to support the youth or give them opportunities, but we have to work together with the private sector. We have to work together with academia. We have to work together with development partners in order to, serve our citizens. And that is why we are here today. Huawei, we thank you very much for, embracing and supporting us on this initiative that is the first of our kind. Makerere University, we also thank you for appreciating the need for us to showcase this within our, memorable Freedom Square here today. And for you, the youth, I thank you for having, adhered to this call that we put out for you. The National ICT Job Fair that we have today has over 1,000 opportunities for you to grab. This game that we have been having of reading numbers randomly is not only for a few of you, but we are expanding it to the job opportunities that we have here today. Companies have come up to bring to you these opportunities. We have 234 internships. As a supervisor of students, I used to find challenges. Students have challenges and say, we don't know where to intern from. Wherever we go and knock at, company doors, they're telling us they are full or we cannot train. So 234 opportunities are here for you for internship, for those of you who are in your second year or third year and want to intern. There are 316 jobs within the different, companies that are here today. So you should walk through these stalls and be able to find out whether you can be that, whether that opportunity has come for you today. And then there are also 550 trainings that are going to be offered. So use this as a chance to, go to each one of these stalls. They are here for you today and tomorrow. And also to train you in those kind of skills that you don't have. Soma talked about, CV, training you to write a CV or training you to present yourself before an interview. So use this as a free chance for you. It is free of charge. No one is going to charge you money to, do an application or charge you money to ask for internship. The opportunities have come here for you. The government of Uganda is very pertinent and passionate, right from His Excellency, the President of this country, on ensuring that we create opportunities for employment. Our representative from Ministry of Gender has, clarified this clearly. we see every other day, if you go to the airport, you'll find queues of young girls in particular, young girls being taken to the Middle East to do maybe work as maids or security people, the young boys. But these people are graduates of, engineering, graduates of accounting, and so on and so forth. So we want to use ICT to leverage on creating opportunities for employment where you can work in this country, but for countries out of Uganda, and also in Uganda. After the COVID experience, we have realized the need for using ICT. When the country was locked down for, is it over a year? People were seated at home, not working, but then those who were working for companies that enabled them to work from home continued ahead with the working. Even schools that had children who are able to study online continued with their studies. So we are looking for such opportunities. Today, we mainly have local companies or institutions, Ugandan institutions, to offer you jobs, but we are on our toes as a Ministry of ICT to champion mobilizing all the companies or institutions in and out of this country to have job fairs come for you. The developed world already does that. In many institutions, you find that as people are graduating, there's a show, there's a kind of an open, they call it open shows or open fairs where students go and see the opportunities that are there for them. When I was at university, I think PricewaterhouseCoopers used to come here and take the brightest or the cream of a university, and then they take them for training and recruitment. So this is what we are doing for you as well here today. So I'm sure that by the time we are done with this fair, these 1,100 opportunities will be grabbed. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, I know you support and the initiatives of youth, creating employment opportunities for the youth, and also our Mama ICT, Honorable Joyce Bugwayo. The drive and initiative to see our people grow is, immense in this country, and we have to take advantage of that. In commemoration of the Youth Day today, 12th August 2022, we bring this opportunity for you so that as you go out of the university, for those of you who are finalizing your studies, you walk away with a job. Or as you go out, you walk away with, specialized skilling or training. Or as you go out, you walk away with internship. The Ministry of ICT has a Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology, where the National ICT Hub is hosted. That institution is supposed to provide special training for you to go and get empowered with skills that take you into the job industry. Just like you see the LDC for lawyers. LDC gives lawyers those special skills to go and perform their duties in court. So same way we are partnering with different entities or institutions, Huawei, Coursera, Innovation Village, Refactory, and so many others, to ensure that we create for you opportunities to come and train. I think today, for those of you who have not done CCNA or CCNP and are interested in networking, there is a stall for the Ministry of ICT where we are registering whoever is interested for free to train on these courses, because you will need them. They come at a cost in outside in the industry world. They come at a cost, but we are offering them for free. So whenever you see an opportunity, please grab it. You never know where it will take you. I think you should clap for that. So with the initiatives that Ministry of ICT has, as well as with the support of government, we are taking this bold step to bring these opportunities closer to you. The next in the series of ICT hubs will be held, will be moving across the country. Today we have started with Mercury. Commissioner said, next time, you never know, we will go to Gulu or Eastern Uganda or anywhere, so that, you know, we create an all-inclusive opportunities for all our youths across the country. I wish you all the best for those who are doing, I know you're doing exams on Monday. I wish you all the best in your exams. Give it your all, but do not forget to walk via the stalls to grab these opportunities. For all this, I say, for God and my country, thank you.
Thank you very much for your remarks, Dr. Amina Zawede. So, we have another raffle activity for our young people that are in the crowd. Maurice, tell us about this raffle.
Can we pick them first? Then I tell you.
Okay.
All right. So
let's
there is
pick them
another
first.
5. I hope you've crumbed the seat numbers.
Yes, another 5.
So we'll start with your colleague here.
Yes.
No, the one, don't worry. That one is the big one. Don't worry. I have another one. Don't worry, Nick.
The number is 52.
52?
52, number 52. Come to the front, please.
All right, agenda.
The number is 62.
All right,
62.
62.
Who's 62?
Flavia?
Please come to the front.
The number is 89.
89.
89.
2 more,
Okay.
right?
Yes, those are 3.
Are you sure? 89 or 98? Which one is it?
Eh?
Are you sure?
Flavia, tell us the truth.
All right, wait. Please stay seated where you are. You don't worry, your number is coming. All right.
Apologies, 68.
68.
68. 68.
Oh.
Okay. Apologies.
2 more. 2 more.
68. 2 more.
Uh, 16.
16. Number 16.
16.
There you
Oh,
go. It is Sophia. Okay.
You're welcome. 1 more.
22.
22.
22.
All right. So, as 22 comes, I want to mention, and I don't know if Posta Uganda is here. Listen, I'm sure you're aware, Posta Uganda has gone digital. Yeah. And so these 5 people, Posta Uganda, do we have someone who can come and take a very nice photo with
Posta
our
Uganda.
people? But don't worry, we'll take the details. Jesse, please come closer here. Posta, yeah, please.
Posta
Go
Uganda.
next to each of them so that we have a photo to show. Please, Posta. So these 5 have earned themselves 5 digital postal addresses. The digital postal addresses will be linked and are linked to your platforms, especially your email, and so you can use them for your address. Now you are different from everyone. As they share their phone numbers, for you, you can share a postal address.
Your postal address. Thank you, Posta Uganda.
Posta Uganda, thank you. So you can go with the students
Take a
there and we
picture?
register them.
Yes, register
we want to register them.
Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there is still one big one, and that's why Nick was saying there is a big one coming. That will be happening shortly. But I now want to take the pleasure of inviting, as the PS mentioned, Mama ICT, our Minister of State for ICT, my very own Minister, the Honorable Joyce Nabosa Sebugwao. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
The guest of honor, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Honorable Jessica Alupo, the Chinese Ambassador Zhang Lizong, the Vice Chancellor, Makerere University, Professor Nawagwe Barnabas, the Vice President with Mr. Yang Chen, all dignitaries present in your different capacities, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to be here with you today as we launch the National ICT Job Fair and also to commemorate 100 years of Makerere University and the International Youth Day. I want to congratulate the youth for this day. I would like to first and foremost take this opportunity to thank our partner, Huawei, who have spearheaded this event and also gone ahead to provide funding for the success of this event. In addition, I would like to appreciate and thank Makerere University for providing the venue and allowing us to host the ICT Job Fair here at the Freedom Square grounds. All of you distinguished ladies and gentlemen present here today, the different companies and institutions that have come here to exhibit what you have to offer for our young people, and the opportunities that you have provided in terms of internships, trainings, and job opportunities. Welcome, and thank you for your contribution towards the enhancement of the ICT sector. The government of Uganda is very much interested in initiatives such as this one, which are geared towards addressing the high unemployment rate and poverty among the youth in the country. We hope that as our partners, you can open up some more opportunities that our young talented people could tap into for experience, and for those who will get jobs will be able to earn something for their talent, and this will assist in narrowing down the unemployment gap. Our partners, Huawei Technologies as a global ICT solutions has experience in organizing job fairs in different parts of the world, and we are grateful that they have offered to partner with us on this initiative as we launch the National ICT Job Fair in Uganda. We are also grateful for the 300 training opportunities that have been availed. Thank you so much, Huawei. I also want to thank the Omuchala for their work well done. Thank you very much. She shifted her office to our ministry for this occasion. So we thank you, Mama. Thank you so much. To you, the young people here today, and those watching us on the various media platforms, our appeal to you as government is to embrace these opportunities as they are provided to you. It is therefore important for you to recognize now more than ever the fast-changing ICT and communication environments with all its different options and take advantage of it. The government of Uganda recognizes the importance of ICT and has ensured that mechanisms and structures are put in place to enable information access and also utilization of ICTs as emerging technologies and innovations as per the existing legal framework. We pledge our continued support in the advancement of this cause and we shall work hand in hand with all of you here as our partners. I would like to commend the efforts of all of you here through your different organizations for endeavoring to provide ICT solutions, opportunities for career growth, skills development, and institutional development that has improved service delivery. I thank you all, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our dear Mama ICT, Honorable Joyce Sebugwawo. Mama, as you have your seat, we have one last big prize for somebody in the crowd, one young person, and we would like you to kindly select a number for the lucky winner.
Is it on? 36. Number 36.
Number 36.
Number 36, is that you coming?
Let's give
Please,
him a round of applause.
she was hoping it was a lady. Please come, please come. So what does he win, Soma? Can you tell us?
So,
please come up and
what
receive
we are
from the Honorable
winning
Minister.
today, we are winning a Huawei tablet so that you can use it for... Morris, you are talking about making good use of these things. We are
Now,
giving
this is the
out.
right tool
This
to
is
have.
the right tool.
Yes.
Yes.
So, he wins himself a tablet.
Yes.
This should help you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause. There you go.
Thank you very much, as you can have your seat.
Okay, go ahead, Soma. Invite our
So,
next speaker.
I would like to take this opportunity to invite the ambassador from China to Uganda, His Excellency Zhang Li Zhong. You're welcome. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you.
Your Excellency Vice President Jessica Alubo, Honorable State Minister, and also my friends from ICT, Ministry of Agenda, and Professor Navanwi, and colleagues and students, very good morning. It always gives me a great pleasure to be in Mercury University, which is a very much distinguished university, oldest university in Uganda. And last time I came here together with Professor to distribute 24 ambassadors scholarship to students in Mercury. And that's the things that we are doing for the last few years to help those students to overcome their economic difficulties and fulfill their studies. So today it's another good opportunity to attend this ICT, National ICT Job Fair, which I think this is the first time to be held in the campus in Uganda, and warm congratulations to this wonderful event. My thanks goes to the Mercury University and Huawei for your good preparation for the event, as well as enterprises and friends here for your active participation and good support. I especially want to thank the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance for your good work and kind invitation. And just now, I happen to know today is the International Youth Day. That reminds of the Chinese Youth Day. Our Chinese Youth Day is another date. It's May 4th every year we celebrate. May 4th, you know, in a history, in 1840s, that's about 170 years ago, China, the Opium War erupted in China. And that Opium War represents China had fallen into a society of half colonial, half feudal, from a feudal society. And in 1919, the May 4th movement took place. The youth came to the street to protest, and they served a awakening call to the society that we should change the society for better. And 2 years later, the Communist Party of China was established in Shanghai, who led the country all the way to current status. So that reminded me that youth represents the future. Also, the youth is the game changer, the pioneer for social changes. And today we have this job fair, ICT job fair, and to give the opportunity close to these young talents. And I think these young talents have the opportunity to serve the industry, to serve the country, and become, in the future, a game changer of the society for better, a better country, a better society in the future. So in this regard, I want to thank Huawei's long commitment to the ICT industry, especially the effort in social corporate responsibilities. As you know, ICT Job Fair has long been part of Huawei's initiatives in fulfilling its social responsibility and giving ICT talents the opportunity to present their skills to an array of employers. I'm told that Huawei, they have this job fair in many African countries. And this is the first time with the support of Ministry of ICT, with the support of the government of Uganda, to establish this job fair in the campus. I think that's a very meaningful event. As you know, under the A Better You for a Better Uganda ICT Talent Training Program, including ICT Academy, Seeds for the Future Program, and Global Huawei ICT Competition, which, by the way, I must congratulate Mercury University students again for winning the 2022 Huawei ICT competition for Sub-Saharan Africa. It is another good example of our fruitful cooperation. Huawei has equipped over 6,000 Ugandan youth with the skills they need to work in the ICT field. It shows the continuing passion and drive of Huawei toward stimulating growth and development in the Uganda ICT talent ecosystem. Jobs are the key to social stability. President Xi Jinping observed that jobs are the most fundamental livelihood projects. President Museveni also notes the great potential of job creation in the ICT industry. Today, with the good support of Ministry of ICT and national guidance, over 40 ICT enterprises here, including Huawei, pledged to provide over 1,000 jobs, internships, and training opportunities for Uganda University graduates all over the country. And their businesses cover ICT infrastructure, ICT technology, telecommunication, e-commerce, e-learning, and many other areas. This event aims to achieve win-win results, to create jobs for Ugandan youth, and provide an opportunity for enterprises to hire local talents. So I wish the job fair a great success. Ladies and gentlemen, the upcoming 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China will be a key event at a critical moment as China embarks on a new journey to build itself into a modern socialist country. It will map out goals, tasks, and policies for the next 5 years and the longer term for the nation. China will only become more and more open. This year also marks the 60th anniversary of China-Uganda diplomatic relationship and friendship. And we have established our friendly ties just 9 days after the independence that Uganda gained. Moving forward, we are convinced that China-Uganda can forge an ever stronger, comprehensive cooperative partnership in the spirit of China-Africa friendship and cooperation. And guided by the principle of upholding greater good while pursuing shared benefits, and the principle of sincerity, real results, amity, and good faith, China remains committed to working with Uganda to implement outcomes of 4CAC conferences. That conference was held last year, end of last year, and the outcome of that 4CAC meeting is about, one area is about 9 projects, 9 programs, including ICT and the digital economy. And we hope we are working with the government to identify these project pools in each of these areas and hope to advance high-quality cooperations under the Belt Road Initiative between China and Uganda and bring more concrete benefits to local communities. We will continue to do whatever we could to support Uganda in achieving independent, sustainable development and accomplishing the 3rd National Development Plan at an early date. I thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Surely we can do, yes, we can do better than that. Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Our chief guest, the ICT sector has been growing in leaps and bounds, and I'll come to what our newest baby is, but over the last few years, the ministry has been increasing our fiber backbone infrastructure across the country under NITA, and of course we've done quite a lot of work with Huawei Technologies itself. Our chief guest, the ICT sector has also recently introduced our newest baby, the Business Process Outsourcing Council, and under the Business Processing Outsourcing Council, the government of Uganda and the Ministry of ICT adopted an ICT-led socio-economic policy for accelerated development with a focus on ICT entrepreneurship, development, rejuvenation of the private sector, and wealth creation across the country under the NDP 3. I could go on and on, but the Honorable Minister, our Mama ICT, in November 21 appointed Business Processing Outsourcing and Innovation Council with representation from government, the academia, and the BPO ITES industry. The council is working with the Ministry of ICT and national guidance to formulate strategies of creating jobs for our young people, and also IT-enabled services, outsourcing and innovation to prescribe regulatory frameworks, reforms, and projects relevant to the growth of BPO and the innovation industry. And we believe this is one of the spaces that we will create jobs for our very young people, where they will be formally working here, but working for organizations and companies abroad. And under the sector, our chief guest, UCC, is enabling, of course, the proper regulation and facilitation of the telecommunication and, of course, broadcasting sector. We are probably one of the fewest countries, our chief guest, with over 300 regulated FM stations, and that is very rare. We also have over 65 licensed and regulated TV stations. You will never find that anywhere in the world. And those are all creating employment for our people. I also want to state that the signal distribution, which is under the ITU protocols for digital migration, UBC, which is the lead distributor of the free-to-air signal, is expanding our national network under what, if I lose you young people, let me know, under what we call DTT, which is Digital Terrestrial Transmission. That's how you watch your free-to-air in the different regions you are in the country. Our chief guest, we are going to roll out this DTT transmission to about 100% national coverage. We are currently in 18 regions, 18 districts, and those specific districts cover up to about 60% of the country. Ours is now to fill the gap areas. Because of our terrain, we cannot reach the whole country, but we are trying to get to 100%. And in the next 24 months, with the support of the Ministry of ICT and the government of Uganda, our target is to move from DTT, which is your digital terrestrial transmission, to DTH, which is your direct to home broadcast transmission, which will mean that anybody anywhere in Uganda, whether you're in Karamoja, in Arua, or in Kalangala on the islands, you will be able to watch free-to-air television. What's free-to-air television? It's all the Ugandan local channels you can watch without paying a single shilling. We are donating a lot of money to some of our pay TV platforms as a country, and that is the foreign exchange the president keeps complaining about. We are collecting our money from coffee and donating the money through paying for some of the football games our Ugandans like to bet on. And finally, our chief guest, Posta Uganda, which was mentioned here, has digitized its systems. We are moving away from the traditional PO box numbers where you must go to the post office to pick your mail, but now the process has been digitized in that you can actually receive your documents and your parcels directly to where you are. So they are linking your postal code to you and your email or any other social platform you have provided, but also with the help of the Ministry of ICT, we will now have postal codes for people wherever they are. Because of the nature of our physical planning, it's difficult to go to people's homes, but through the postal codes, we will be able to identify where you stay, and just as your Jumia reaches you, your parcel will be able to reach you wherever you are, whether you're in a hall, and if you're in my former hall in Nkrumah, it will find you in room 22 in Nkrumah, where I stayed, without necessarily having to go to the post office. So, Your Excellency, the Vice President, those are the many transformations our Ministry of ICT is pushing for us to bring on board as many young people. But we are working with young people to create some of these innovations through the Innovation Hub, which is at the UICT in Nakawa, where we are allowing young people to go there if they have ideas and they want to nurture those ideas, or they want people to work with them in the process of innovating your platforms or software products. You're able to go to the Innovation Hub and work with our team at the Innovation Hub. I thought you'd put your hands together for the ministry for doing all this. I summarized what the ministry is doing, I think, in 2 minutes, but I could go on and on, our chief guest, because I'm in the ministry, so I understand what we are doing. So it gives me great pleasure to invite our Honorable Minister to come and invite our chief guest to speak to us. You're welcome, Mama ICT.
I'm sorry, Your Excellency, to come back again to the podium, but I've been requested to invite Your Excellency to come and address the audience, Your Excellency. You do it.
Honorable Joyce Sebugwao, the Minister of State for ICT, Your Excellency, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Uganda, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of ICT, Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, the Vice Chancellor of Mercury University, the representatives of Huawei Technologies, all our esteemed partners with stalls here and today, all invited guests, ICT professionals and students, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, to our youth in particular, I would like to bring you warm greetings from His Excellency the President, who asked me to deliver to you his good wishes for the International Youth Day, which is commemorated or celebrated across the world on the 12th August. I congratulate you. I also bring you warm greetings from your Minister, Mama Janet Museveni, the Minister of Education and Sports. She wishes you very well and she blessed you. I have also noted with concern the communication from the Vice Chancellor that the students of Makerere University are the most disciplined in the whole country. I congratulate you on that very strong statement from your Vice Chancellor. However, I would like to remind you that whenever you choose discipline, also choose peace and dialogue as the best mechanism of resolving any conflict that you may be having amongst yourselves, but also maybe with the administration or any other partner. I am saying this because recently we all felt pain as parents to see a student being killed in an election here in Makerere University. And I think it was such a very negative, violent incident which impacted on Makerere University on a very negative note in a very long time in the history of the university. So I would like to remind you that that affected all of us as parents, it affected us as leaders, it affected us as government, and we will continue encouraging you and reminding you to always choose dialogue and be peaceful young people, so that the future that we are all yearning for remains bright for all of you. And against that background, I request all of you to stand up and we observe a minute of silence for that student who lost his life in such an unbearable and uncalled for circumstances. May his soul rest in eternal peace. You may resume your seats. But I thank the Vice Chancellor for keeping the university in shape, being peaceful, academically vibrant. We appreciate. We don't want to lose the name. I will make my message to you, which I will just read. For instance, that having congratulated you as the youth, Honorable Minister of State here may wish to note that in the Ministry of Gender, where is the Minister of Gender? PS, I saw him talking from here with a lot of authority. In the Ministry of Gender, we know that you, the people in front of me, are youth, but they are also elderly youth and senior youth. So there are three categories of youth which I would like you to go back today when you are aware about. You who we are addressing today, who the trade fair is meant for, are youth. Then in my category, and the category of the ambassador, category of your Vice Chancellor and the PS were senior youth. And then there is another category of youth. I don't know whether the Minister of State belongs to that category. Maybe she's in the middle. But His Excellency the President belongs to that category of the elderly youth. So you cannot run away from us, and we cannot run away from you because we are the same. From the youth comes the senior youth, from the senior youth comes the elderly youth. So I would like to call upon all of us to coexist peacefully for the socio-economic transformation of our country. Let me now make my message. I can see some people are trying to reject us from being youth. They are whispering. In the case of Uganda, the national event to celebrate the International Youth Day will be held on 18th August and will be graced by His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda. But I would like to thank you for celebrating a mini youth day in this ceremony. But government decided, because of some circumstances, to postpone the International Youth Day celebration to 18th August. So your day will be celebrated. I would like to reiterate the government's full commitment towards formulating and implementing the policies and programs that support and empower our young people in Uganda. In this regard, I am glad to note that the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance has partnered with Huawei Technologies and Makerere University to organize this inaugural ICT job fair. This initiative is indeed a groundbreaker in as far as harnessing strategic partnerships to create opportunities for you, the youth. I applaud our Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, Huawei Technologies and Makerere University for this innovative approach that creates direct links between students, graduates, and other youth with the available opportunities in ICT. I would like to thank the leadership of this university for being a leading institution in imparting ICT skills and knowledge, and for supporting and hosting this historical ICT job fair. I am glad to note that this job fair is part of the events to mark 100 years of Makerere University. Founded in 1922, this is one of the oldest and iconic universities globally. Makerere has also maintained its high standards and produced some of the greatest leaders and professionals in several disciplines over the years. I congratulate you upon this landmark and challenge you to stay on course, especially now that we are in the 21st century, characterized by fast-paced changes anchored in technology. This will ensure that Uganda keeps at the pace with the emerging trends, particularly in the area of ICT. I am therefore glad to learn that from this ICT job fair alone, more than 1,000 young Ugandans have already secured job placements, volunteering, and internship opportunities. This is the way to go for us in Uganda, whereby 78% of our population is aged below 30 years and in the real need of such opportunities. In this regard, I salute Huawei Technologies for teaming up with the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance and Makerere University to organize this ICT job fair. I similarly salute you, all the organizations who responded to your call and turned up to set up stalls here to provide information about the opportunities available for our youth in the sphere of ICT. We appreciate all the resources you have committed to bring to life this inaugural ICT job fair. You are our true partners in our continuous bid to grow and harness opportunities from ICT, particularly for the youth of Uganda. Let us know how we as government can support you so that you prosper and create even more opportunities for our youth now and in the future. I say this because in the National Vision 2040, the National Development Plan 3, and our NRM Government Manifesto 2021-2026, we have ICT among the core pillars for socio-economic transformation. And I am glad that I'm speaking to an audience who are all NRM. Indeed, His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, is, with his unwavering support, articulation of ICT as a key area for opportunities for employment and wealth creation, others being agriculture, commercial agriculture, industry, and services. And you have always heard His Excellency the President reiterating those 4 sectors on how the youth or the people of Uganda can get jobs or create jobs. He always repeats to us that you should focus on commercial, agriculture, industry, services, and ICT. So the ICT job fair here today is a step in the right direction. Ladies and gentlemen, in this regard, government remains firmly committed towards supporting and further growing Uganda's ICT sector and opportunities therein. Through the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, we shall increase support towards the ICT Innovations Program to build incubation in the different regions of the country. This will ensure that our youth have access to suitable facilities where to develop their innovative ideas into ICT innovation solutions across the country. I am also happy to note that Ministry of ICT and National Guidance is also strongly promoting Uganda as a viable destination for business process outsourcing, which is creating more jobs for the youth. In the same vein, government will continue funding the establishment of the ICT labs in schools to facilitate imparting of necessary skills at an early age or stage. We also remain resolute in ensuring that the internet is both accessible and affordable. I heard Morris counting areas where he is extending the internet. I hope you will be able to reach the other place where I was the other day, in Kisoro. I heard you naming the islands. You said Karamoja. You also said, I think, Arua. But I didn't see you naming the hilly and mountainous areas of Kisoro, Kabale, Kasese, Bundibujo, particularly in a place called Bukimbiri. I was there, and you would pass the road and you see the lake again. Down below the lake there is an escarpment and another very sharp and steep valley. So you should focus on those areas with difficult terrain because the population there needs the services as much as the populations in those with easy terrain. Our target as government is to ensure access to the internet across the country in the next 6 years. I am therefore glad to know that in yourselves we have dependable partners in our ICT journey as a country. I am also glad to learn that this ICT job fair will now be annual and will subsequently be hosted in other parts of the country on a rotational basis. We strongly associate ourselves with this noble and innovative initiative, and I would like to urge our youth to seek and take up the opportunities available for this and other initiatives. To our partners, I invite more of you to join us for the next ICT job fair, so that we create even more opportunities for our young people in Uganda. This is a highly promising and mutually rewarding partnership now and in the future. In the case of private sector, the youth you are empowering are also the consumers of your products and services. Moreover, like I have noted, the youth are by far the largest proportion of the Uganda's population. So, thank you very much, our ICT and National Guidance Ministry. Thank you, Huawei Technologies. And thank you, Makerere University, for being the host and the champions in these linkages. I would also like to thank all our partners with stalls here today and those who may join tomorrow. I look forward to us coming together again at the next ICT job fair, which I believe will be even bigger. To our ICT students, graduates, and our other youth, particularly those with an interest in ICT, you have all the goodwill from His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of Uganda. I urge you to take up and optimize opportunities for employment, internships and volunteering from this job fair and from elsewhere. This is one sure way you can add value to yourselves and to our country. And I would like to urge all of you to stay and remain patriotic, always remembering that Uganda is our country and it is our responsibility to transform it together. I would like to thank His Excellency the Ambassador of China to Uganda for his very strong support in this ICT and Huawei linkages with our universities in Uganda. I met him again in MOOBS a while ago, a couple of months ago, with a similar program, trying to promote the creation of jobs through ICT and also encouraging our students in Uganda to compete globally with other students. I particularly like to extend, on behalf of government, our thanks to you and your government of China for the symbiotic relationship that you are extending to our country, and would like to assure you of our continued bilateral support and collaboration. I now have the honor of declaring this inaugural ICT Job Fair 2020 officially open. And I thank you for listening to me and pray that God blesses you all for God and my country.
Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for the Vice President. Vice President, please take your seat. We just have one or two things we'll do, but now please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. I want